Hey guys, my name is Angel.
Yo, what's up, I'm Chava?
And we are Men of Culture.
Culture.
That's right, and we're going to be watching episode 2 of...
Oh, well, we are so happy. We are going to watch Made in Abyss. Yeah!
He seems to be very engaged with actually Made in Abyss. He was telling me some other days ago that when are we going to be watching Made in Abyss?
Yeah.
So, okay, he's finally going to watch the next episode. I think that if you're liking these 2 episodes, the first one and the second one that we're about to watch, then you're gonna like a lot the next, because it gets way better. Like I told you, like the first ones I didn't like that much because I was expecting something different. I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't came in with a good recommendation or anything. It was like a random find. So my initiation was completely different. But with yours, like in already the first episode and probably now the second one, I think there's a lot of potential for this to become one of your favorite, maybe your first favorite anime that is not Dragon Ball.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that could be the case. Okay, so what happened in the last episode? Do you remember?
Yeah, the guys found this robot guy.
They found the robot guy.
Robot guy.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
And what else?
I can't remember.
You cannot remember? Well, they were talking about...
oh yeah, they were talking about the Abyss.
Yeah, about the Abyss, about that maybe Reg is from there. Well, Rico was speculating that maybe he came from there, right? Yeah. So, because she had never seen something like that. Someone like him, basically, an android, a robot, whatever you want to call him.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, that's right. So they were speculating about that, and they basically did world building, saying, okay, there's an abyss, there's monsters, there's artifacts and things that people go to cave right into there. So there's people to discover in this abyss, and well, of course, the idea that this will make an amazing game, yeah, which everyone has the same idea. So, okay, what do you think is going to be this episode about?
I don't know, maybe the childs are going to explore the Abyss.
Do you think they're going to go right away into exploring the Abyss?
Yeah, to find out where Reg comes from.
Oh, okay, you think they're going to have an adventure to basically see where exactly Reg is from and why exactly he is in there, basically?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting hypothesis. I think you're gonna need to find out. There's not a lot.
Let's find it out.
To really speculate on here, because I mean, what exactly can you expect? I myself never was, even after I watched so much anime, I could have never predicted everything that was going to happen.
Come on,
calm down.
Turn it on.
So yeah, I think that for you it's going to be very, very difficult. So I guess we should actually get into watching the video.
Okay.
All right. Watching Made in Abyss. 1, 2, 3. So she believes that the Abyss goes to the very depth of the planet. Mr. Road Boy. Mega Man. Festival. That's right. Okay, right in the Abyss. So the deeper you go. Oh, okay. When you go bleeding, the loss of your humanity or death.
Curse to the Abyss.
That's right. She's already thinking of that not affecting Reg.
So he's a robot.
Yeah, exactly how. And then that stops time. She gets really close. So he's an android, basically. He can get fed with food or with electricity. She has researched Reg a lot.
But how?
Maybe there was a small... So he's... What? Reg's body is a bundle of special great relics. Oh. Supreme treasure of the netherworld. They have jobs for being kids.
They are orphans.
Well, yeah, they are orphans, so... They're trying to make him look like he's some orphan as well.
What? They didn't have the hand.
Yeah. You know, maybe it doesn't seem that suspicious because there's relics and everything in the alley, so there's a lot of weird stuff. Maybe this is not that strange.
So he's in.
Yeah, he's in. That went pretty well for them, basically.
How are my cheeks?
Oh, a massive burger came and ate the mom. It's like a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Or Articuno from Pokemon. The second layer. So there is some people going down. He's not young anymore.
So you need to be young in order to become a
A white whistle,
white whistle.
I guess. Or maybe since he's not young anymore, he cannot take as many risks.
Oh, okay.
It could be any of the two, actually. What is he doing? No one knows.
No one noticed.
Of course. The massive sound of steel, and no one notices. How old do you think they are?
I don't know, maybe 12.
12?
And the little baby has like 7.
7? Okay. That's a good calculation. I actually don't know the exact ages. I don't think they ever mentioned it.
Oh, Hawa-san is returning.
Yeah, the guy who wasn't young anymore. I would be... No thanks. I am not getting anywhere near there. I mean, I guess it's a big deal since they are coming from a lower side of the abyss. Lower level.
What's he doing? Whoa, he found a relic.
A white whistle.
White whistle.
Liza the Annihilator.
Later.
Unsettling name.
Oh.
So, Liza the Annihilator is Rico's mother. The levels. It's like the penguin from Batman.
Yeah.
The last dive.
Last dive 10 years ago?
Liza the Annihilator. She looks so diabolic. And it's everyone's hero anyways. I know, right? He's kind of scamming everyone. Or at least that gives the vibe.
Is that the original whistle?
Yeah. Her mother's whistle.
Wow.
I know, right? So that would mean that she doesn't have any other familiars than Rico.
Oh,
I know, right? Addressed to you. So that means her mother is inside the abyss right now. The instructor.
whoa. Oh, she doesn't know.
She doesn't know her?
Know her?
I can't even remember her face. So she's been for a while away.
Yeah.
Last dive. So last dive, basically, they never come back, so...
So she was like 2.
2 years, yeah.
2 years, and then...
If she's 12 now, it's been 10 years.
10 years.
He clearly has a lot of appreciation for her, right? So she doesn't have paralysis. She has to use crystals.
12 years, I told ya.
Ah, you were right. Oh my god. Wow, that was very good, eh? I didn't even remember that. On her red bell. 10 months.
So Rico was made in Abyss.
That would make a lot of sense. Made in Abyss is the title of the... Very good. Yeah, very good of you. Made in Abyss. In the first level, throwing up and everything, getting nauseous. The curse of another vessel. That looks really disgusting.
Yeah, kind of.
The repulsed courses, though. So, Liza and a friend.
He's the friend.
Oh, he was a child. He was a child. He was a child by then. So she sacrificed everything basically for the sake of Rico actually having a life, I guess.
And he was Red Whistle.
Yeah, he was a red whistle.
He was a Red Whistle.
Just like them right now. So maybe her eyes are some kind of byproduct of going through the course of the abyss in such a small age, I guess. Se lo pone bien. I mean, she put it. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to shut up for now.
Please.
We're going down there. Abyss. How cheerful, yeah, I guess. Yeah, she seems very happy right now, actually.
Whoa.
She runs away without any shoes or anything. She just goes away. Remember that looks like the library in Game of Thrones?
Oh, I can't remember that.
You don't remember the part?
I don't remember that part.
You have seen every single one of the seasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam goes into the library. There's a particular part that looks very similar.
What is all that? For 10 years, I told
Monsters. Look at that.
That's Rick.
He notices now too.
It looks like Rick.
Yeah, a lot like Rec. A little bit of writing. The light is green actually. That's pretty fun. I'll be waiting. At the bottom of the netherworld.
What?
You cannot possibly see this. I'm going to stop it right now. I know that in this episode, there's nothing that goes after the credits, so we're not losing anything. But there are the spoilers in the ending, so you should probably not see this.
I want to see this.
Yeah, you cannot see that right now, because there are some spoilers. So okay, what do we have in this episode? We have
discovered.
Okay.
That Rico's mother is a superhero. Well, not a superhero.
It's basically a hero.
It's basically
one
hero.
of the special forces, like
special forces.
The white whistles.
She's a white whistle. And I said she is because maybe she is alive.
Maybe she is alive.
Maybe she's alive. So this gives to Rico the motivation to go to the abyss.
Oh, okay, now we're seeing a possible motivation.
Yeah, we have seen a possible motivation.
In the beginning, we were saying that, well, you were saying that maybe their motivation was going to be that they were going to try to figure out where exactly Ray came from.
Yeah.
But now, the thing is that this letter that says, well, I'm going to be waiting for you in the bottom of the netherworld.
Yeah, she has a strong motivation.
Yeah, now she has a strong motivation looking for her mother. Which might be or not dead, but who knows, right?
So the next episode is the adventure is going to begin.
After what I said, that the first two episodes are like not as fun. Well, at least were not as fun for me. Like now, I can appreciate a lot more because as this being my second watch of the whole thing, I can notice details that I never paid attention to in the first run. So it's still very, very interesting because I now get it, right? But yeah, basically in the third episode, the adventure begins, basically. Maybe it's not what you expect, but remember, made in Abyss is made in Abyss. That you made a very important comment in that. That when this guy, the professor, was saying that she was born.
Yeah, she was born in Abyss.
You made the comment that she was made in Abyss.
She was made in Abyss.
So yeah, maybe there's a reason why it is named like this, made in Abyss. Do you think there's any other particular reason why this show will be named Made in Abyss, aside from Rico actually being born inside of the Abyss?
Maybe life is made in Abyss.
Maybe what?
Life.
Life is made in Abyss?
Yeah.
So do you think that...
Maybe they all come from Abyss.
Okay, maybe all of them.
All of them.
Like their ancestors maybe came from the Abyss and then populated the surface?
Yeah.
That's actually a very nice hypothesis, actually. That's very interesting. But how would they be able to survive the course of the Abyss? Remember that the sixth layer, if they were in the bottom, and they have to go through the sixth layer, the course of the Abyss, do you remember what it is in the sixth layer?
Yeah, they just broke.
The loss of your humanity or death. So you no longer become human. What do you mean that is?
Well, the loss of their humanity doesn't mean that you're dead. It means that you...
Well, that's right.
Evolve or transcend to another instance.
What do you mean that instance will be?
Maybe energy or maybe...
Energy? Okay.
The Abyss himself.
The Abyss himself? Like you become maybe a part of the Abyss?
Yeah, maybe you become a part of the Abyss.
But then you couldn't be able to get out of the Abyss, right?
No, you will never come out of the Abyss.
Yeah, okay. Now...
Because you were made in the Abyss.
Yeah, you were made in Abyss. But of course, there was a relic that allows people to get out of there. The one that they used, the curse repelling vessel.
Yeah,
was the name vessel that Liza and her friend used to make Rico be able to get out of the Abyss when she was like days old, basically, probably. And then it is speculated that for that reason, her eyesight is, although it is not bad, she has to look through lenses for some reason. That is something that I didn't notice in the first run when I watched this. I never noticed that she had to look through
the lens.
Yeah, through lenses or crystals in order to not feel bad. That is something that I didn't notice, and I believe that for you to notice like something like that, it's very important because this anime pays a lot of attention to details. Everything has a reason. If something happens, it's for a reason. It's not just like, that happened, wow. No, stuff actually connects to later stuff. Like, it's very well packed. Like,
wow, what about the draw of Reg?
Oh yeah, the draw of Reg, which means that if Liza sent that package and that letter and these drawings, then that means that Liza and Reg has some connection?
Yeah, maybe.
Because if she did, of course she would have a connection, right? What connection in that case would it be?
His I don't know the connection. Maybe Liza just rescued Reg.
Oh, okay.
And sent him to the surface to protect Rico.
Okay. But if they go to the Abyss, then what would it be for? Because...
Oh, wait a second. If you went down to the Abyss,
yes,
you lose your humanity.
If you try to go up, like if you're in the sixth layer and then you try to go up, you're gonna lose your humanity or die.
So Reg, if he came from Abyss,
yes,
Reg lose some.
But he's an android, right? So maybe he's not affected like Rico was speculating.
Yeah, but maybe he is from the Abyss.
Oh, okay, I get it. Maybe he was a human regularly.
Yeah, he
lost his humanity and he became Reg.
And he becomes Reg.
Oh, okay, that's a nice hypothesis. Actually, it could be a possibility. We don't really know right now what it means to lose your humanity. As you said, it could be converting into energy for all you know.
Yeah.
So
transforming.
Yeah, transforming. That's right. So we have this letter that says, "Come to me." Like basically, I'm going to be waiting for you in the Nether Realm, at the bottom of the Nether Realm. Do you think there's any particular data or thought that you can share for this letter? Because it's very specific, right? I'm going to be waiting for you at the bottom. Why? The abyss is probably more and more and more dangerous the lower you go, because of course 6th layer, loss of humanity, death. That means you cannot go up. So why will a mother tell her children, come to me at the bottom of the abyss? I mean, is she even gonna make it?
To live together. Maybe she wants her child to be aside of her.
Of her. Do you think that Lisa maybe wants Rico to go to the bottom of the abyss to get with her and will live together, right?
Yeah.
But isn't she in risk? Because as you saw in the first episode, there was this massive flying worm that was trying to eat. What was the name? I forgot.
Yeah, definitely she will be in danger.
In danger, of course.
But she got to make it.
Do you think she has to?
She has to make it.
Oh, okay, you think she has to make it. So right now you think there is no possibility that Rico's going to die?
Oh, come on, dude.
I mean, I am not telling you that she's going to die. I'm asking you, do you think there's a possibility that Rico's going to die?
Rico can't die.
I mean, do you think there's a possibility that Red can die?
Maybe.
Do you think Red can actually die?
Maybe Red can actually die.
To begin with, do you think Lisa is actually alive?
I believe Lisa is
okay,
alive.
You believe Lisa is actually alive. So, right now, for you, Rico, since she's the protagonist, she cannot possibly die, right?
Oh, man.
I am just asking. I don't want you to think that because I mention it, it's going to happen. That is not exactly. Maybe I want you to lose sight of what's actually going to happen, right? My mission right here is to make you think, to make you create a hypothesis of what exactly they think is going to happen. Maybe she's going to die. Maybe she's not going to die. Maybe someone else dies.
Maybe no one dies.
Maybe no one dies. Maybe I'm trying to make you think. Maybe I'm trying to make you think that someone is going to die and no one's going to die, right? To make you, I don't know, perplexed or maybe doubtful for the safety of one of the characters or for all of the characters.
Yeah. Maybe it is all about the abyss.
What do you mean it's all about the abyss?
Yeah. There's no main character. There's just the abyss and how they interact with the abyss.
Okay. So that would mean that it's not necessarily that Rico's the protagonist, rather that she's just some kind of proxy of the abyss to show its story, basically. That's an interesting idea, actually. I never thought of that. Maybe it could be that. Maybe that could be the case, like the real case.
That's a real case.
Of course.
That's a real case, of course.
The story is not finished. Even in the manga, the story is not finished. So let me tell you, no one really knows. At this point, even in the story, no one really knows everything of the abyss. Like, I think the story is going to develop for at least another 2 or 3 years, or maybe even more.
Wow.
So, of course, right now I'm telling you, like, what exactly you're going to see at the end of this anime is not the end of the story.
Okay.
More follows. So, should I mention that the last episode of this anime is an special of 40 minutes?
No.
Well, I just did. Like, it's an special episode in particular because it's really good. It's really good. I think that personally, as a person that has watched so much anime, regularly they cut these kind of parts. But the people who made this anime love the anime so much, or their story so much, that they compromised and they actually made this large episode that doesn't really fit on television. Like, you have to make like this particular 24 minutes, 25 minutes set, basically, episode. So when they make an episode that is extra large, it is really problematic, or maybe they have to actually pay an extra. So I think that is something to appreciate of them, because they really wanted to not cut the story, show it all as it is, and let you actually enjoy the kind of story that it is. And it is one of the reasons why I think they did such a good job in expressing exactly what feelings they want you to feel, to how they want you to empathize with the characters and everything. I think it's really good. So, if any now that you know that the next episode is probably going to be about the adventure beginning, do you think that there's going to be a problem in the next episode? The first problem that they're going to have to overcome?
There's always have to be a problem.
Yeah, there always has to be a problem.
Has to be a problem, yeah.
What do you think that probably could be?
Could be the first, the first stages of the abyss. First phase.
Okay, we saw that in the first phase, where they were at the beginning, the first episode, there was a massive snake.
The massive worm.
Yeah, the massive worm, flying one. Do you think there's more dangerous animals or primal beasts, primal creatures? I don't really remember the name. Do you think there's more dangerous ones?
Yeah.
And gradually getting stronger depending on the level?
No.
Like if it was in a video game?
I think that they are the same, but you have to deal with the face.
Okay.
With the face and at the same time with the animals.
Oh, okay. Like basically the environment.
Yeah, the environment. You have a handicap right there.
Yeah. There's a handicap, and they don't really know the terrain since if they haven't gone to the lower levels, at least not Rico and Reg. Because Reg seems to remember nothing, and Rico definitely hasn't gone past the first level.
The first level.
So she doesn't really know what to expect. She might have all the information that was gathered from other cave riders, because we did see a map, right?
Yeah.
So they probably have an idea from like books. Oh, look, there's this, like in a regular history, like geography book rather, that there's icebergs and lands with masses of ice in the North Pole, but you have never really gone there, so you don't really have any idea how exactly it's going to be. You just have an idea.
Yeah.
So when you actually go, it's completely different. So, who do you think is going to go down to the abyss? Rico, Reg, and who else?
These other two guys.
The one with the glasses and the one from the first episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that the child came.
Yeah, the child is a little bit too child. It's too much of a baby.
He's a baby.
Yeah, he's a baby, so he's probably not going to be going down. So
and this person,
the professor.
The professor, yeah.
You think the professor is going down?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you're going to have to find out in the next episode.
Maybe the professor is going down, but after the child.
Oh, okay, after the child's, like to try to protect them, or maybe he figures out later that they went down.
Oh shoot, the child are gone. I have to go.
Yeah, that's a possibility actually. Maybe they try to escape, like in the first episode that they tried to escape from the consequences. Yeah, that's a possibility. Is there anything else that you want to add, actually?
I can't wait to watch the next episode.
Yeah, it's going to get better, believe me.
Yeah.
This is when it begins to like 0 from 100 and then 100 for 1,000. This thing is going to get really good. So
it's getting good.
It's going to get even better.
Wow.
Believe me, even better.
Oh, I can't wait another week.
All right. So I think that will be for now. Everything for now, right now. So